If you've ever doubted yourself, this is for you. Simone is basically imposter syndrome in human form. And once you see the pattern, you'll recognize it in yourself instantly. Let's break down what it looks like, why it happens, and the exact turning point where it finally flips. Before we go deeper, like the video and subscribe to help the channel grow, I appreciate it. Simona was a quiet, shy, and insecure boy living underground in Giha village. He was known as a digger, spending most of his time drilling tunnels instead of trying to stand out. Unlike Kamina, Sman did not see himself as brave, special, or capable of doing anything great. He often doubted himself and followed others because he did not believe his own choices mattered. Simone's pain begins in smallness, not physical smallness, although that matters visually. Emotional smallness, social smallness, existential smallness. He begins as someone who lives beneath the surface of the world, digging tunnels in the dark, doing a job that is necessary but not glamorous. That image tells us almost everything we need to know about him. See, Moan is useful, but not celebrated. He does have potential, he does have skill, he does have persistence, but emotionally, he does not experience himself as powerful. He experiences himself as uncertain. He is the kind of person who can do something meaningful and still assume it does not really count. That is one of the core feelings behind imposter syndrome. It is not always that you have no ability. Often, it is that your ability does not convince you. Other people might see what you bring to the table. Other people might notice your skill. Other people might believe you are capable. But inside, you feel like you are one mistake away from being exposed. Exposed as weak. When Kamina sees Simone doubt himself, he refuses to let Simone stay trapped in fear. He pushes that Simone to believe that he is more than just a weak kid from underground. Instead of giving that Simone a quiet comfort, Kamina challenges him with loud confidence and tells him to trust in himself. Kamina becomes the voices Simone cannot yet find inside himself. His belief in Simone is so strong that Simone slowly starts believing he might actually be capable of something greater. Simone cannot yet believe in himself directly, so Kamina gives him a bridge. Do not believe in yourself yet. Believe in my belief in you. For a wounded, insecure person, that can be life-changing. Sometimes we need someone else to lend us belief before we can build our own. A teacher, a friend, a parent, a mentor, a partner. Someone who sees our possibilities before we can. But borrowed belief is meant to become internal belief. It is meant to be a bridge, not a permanent home. And at Simone's tragedy is that before he can fully cross that bridge, Kamina dies. Simone completely breaks down because Kamina was the person who gave him confidence. He loses his will to fight, starts doubting himself again, and becomes trapped in grief. Instead of feeling like a hero, Simone feels abandoned, weak, and unworthy of carrying Kamina's dream forward. Imposter syndrome is doubt and competence. It is the feeling that you are not as capable as other people think you are. It is the fear that your success is accidental, temporary, exaggerated, or undeserved. Someone with imposter syndrome might think, I do not belong here. I got lucky. Everyone else is better prepared. Soon they will realize I am not who they think I am. I only succeeded because someone helped me. If I fail once, it proves I was a fraud the whole time. But Simone gains the will to fight when he stops trying to become Kamina and starts accepting himself as Simone. After Kamina dies, Simone is crushed because he thinks Kamina was the only reason he was strong. But Nia helps him see that his worth does not come from copying someone else's confidence. Simone realizes that Kamina believed in him because Simone already had something powerful inside him. His will returns when he finally says, I am Simone, and chooses to fight with his own courage. At first, Kamina is Simone's source. Later, Kamina becomes Simone's memory. At first, Kamina is the voice that moves him. Later, Kamina becomes part of the foundation Simone stands on. That is what healthy grief can look like. The person you lost does not disappear, but they no longer have to function as the missing part of your identity. You can carry their love, their lessons, their influence, without remaining dependent on their physical presence to know who you are. That is what the Simone learns. Simone's story is powerful because he does not become strong by pretending Kamina never mattered. He becomes strong by carrying Kamina's belief with him, while finally learning to believe in himself. Because real confidence is not becoming the loudest person in the room. It is standing back up after grief, fear, and self-doubt tried to bury you, and saying, I am still here. I am still me, and I will keep moving forward. If this breakdown helped you see Simone differently, subscribe to the newsletter at the end of this video for more deep character analysis, anime psychology, and storytelling breakdowns. And before you leave, watch another video on the screen right now